Welcome back to How They Do That. Today, I got an interesting one for you guys. You guys won't believe what this park ranger in Houston was up to, but let's get right into it. Imagine you in your car at your local city park minding your own business, and all of a sudden you get a knock on the window, and it's the park ranger, but he not trying to give you a ticket. He trying to get you out your clothes, get you to send a CashApp, and get you to get other guys out there so he could do the same thing to them. This is allegedly what former Houston Park Ranger Joey Lamar Ellis was up to. You guys make sure if you like the content, you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, you hit that notification bell, support the channel. Now, Cullin Park is located in the city of Houston, Texas. According to the Google reviews, it seems to be a very spacious park that a lot of families and couples will go to, as well as fitness enthusiasts. However, it also has a reputation for a lot of car break-ins and nastiness. From what I can tell looking at the Google images, it looked like it might be a good place to take your family if you find the right spot, but it also seems like it might get a little sketchy at nighttime. Ellis had been working with the Houston Park Rangers for a number of years. According to the job listing, some of his duties were monitoring trails, picnic areas, pavilions, stuff like that, interacting with the public, greeting park visitors, explaining park rules, regulations, investigating and resolving visitor complaints, performing basic inspection of mobile vendors, etc. In the job description, however, I do not see extorting park visitors.
Morning, Joshua Beatty is speaking out.
It's not right what he did.
He says last night he was sleeping in his car at Cullin Park on the west side when a man wearing park ranger attire knocked on his window and threatened him.
He said that he was going to have my car towed away. I was going to be arrested, sent downtown, see a judge the next morning.
Joshua says the man had a gun in his pocket and in the park parking lot started to make demands. First, video recordings of Beatty admitting to things he hadn't done. Then he told him to take off his clothes.
He was having me turn around, show him every part of my body, which obviously super violating.
He took his ID, he says, demanded cash and help with luring gay men to the park through a dating app. Joshua gave him all the money he had, $120, and went along with it.
I was fearful for my life, so I was just doing everything you said.
Until he was able to get away and call 911. According to court records, Joey Lamar Ellis, 33 years old, was arrested around 4 this morning and charged with official oppression. City records show he's an urban park ranger employed since 2019. The Houston Parks and Rec Department declined to comment. Joshua says it was all a nightmare during an already tough time in his life, and he fears there could be more victims.
He knew what he was doing, though. He's probably done it before. He didn't look nervous doing it.
And the question is whether there are more victims.
I'm not sure if he had drug addiction problems or mental health issues, but the crimes that he's accused of committing are crazy. I mean, seriously. Strip or Cash App, as you may have expected, there were more victims out there. And according to police documents, one victim came forward and said they encountered Ellis on more than one occasion.
And only on two, a second man has come forward with shocking claims against a Houston urban park ranger.
That's right. The man says 33-year-old Joey Lamar Ellis demanded he either give him sex or cash to avoid being arrested. Devin Clark joining us now from Cullin Park, where the man says all of this happened to him twice.
The man you're about to hear from says this used to be a place where he could come, run, work out, clear his mind. But now he says it triggers memories of a series of traumatic events that he still finds hard to believe.
This is traumatizing. My life will never be the same, ever.
This man who asked not to be identified is the second alleged victim of Houston urban park ranger Joey Lamar Ellis to come forward. His story begins early April in Cullin Park after the man says he was getting ready to leave after a workout when Ellis did the unthinkable.
He ended up stopping me. I was at my car and he was like, "You trespassing, your car going to be towed." You're not supposed to be out here.
The man says Ellis made him pull his pants down, demanded his license, and threatened to take him to jail unless he did one of two things.
He told me, you could suck this, you know what, or you could pay me.
The man says he reluctantly paid Ellis some $260.
He had like a holster, like a gun holster.
Out of fear, the man says he did not report the first incident. When he returned to the park a few weeks later, he says he ran into Ellis again.
He was like, you already know the routine. I told you not to be out here. One or two things, you know, basically what he told me the first time.
But this time, the man says he was able to get away, but Ellis didn't back down.
So I jumped the curb and I drove off. As I attempted to drive off, he was following my car like on the highway, like speeding. Then he tried to sideswipe me and everything to get me to pull over.
He tells us he eventually lost Ellis. Now, he says he found the strength to file a report with HPD after hearing another man came forward with a similar story earlier this month, leading Ellis to be charged in that case with felony official oppression.
I just left it alone, but then somebody else spoke up, so I just hope that others would speak up.
Houston police are hoping for the same, asking for any other potential victims to come forward. At last check, Ellis was in the Harris County Jail and is scheduled to be in court tomorrow. We reached out to his employer, but so far have not heard back. Reporting from Cullin Park, Devin Clark, KP.
So y'all heard exactly what this former park ranger is accused of. I can't believe he encountered the second victim twice. And as you heard, the second time he encountered them, he even tried to chase him down and run him off the road. The fact that he was bold enough to try to victimize the second guy 2 times is completely outrageous. That tells me this guy was really comfortable committing these crimes, and it wouldn't surprise me if there are even more victims that are eventually going to come forward. I mean, the fact that this guy actually tried to get one of his victims to set up other victims shows you how calculating and comfortable he was with his criminal activities. So apparently he's out on $30,000 bond, and he's only really being charged with official oppression, which according to the news article, if he's convicted, he's only going to receive 1 year in prison or jail and a $4,000 fine. I mean, let's be for real. We're going to be following this case to see if this guy is actually convicted and what his punishment is. You guys make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell so you can get all my content as soon as we drop it. I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Until next time, this is how they do that. Signing out.